Still a lot to be determined in terms of seeding process. We know the 8 teams. We don't know where they're going to be playing. Or we know where they're going to be playing. We don't know who's going to be playing who. Alex Stevens for ODU, Rick and G. Bellevue for Davis and Elkins. And the opening tap is controlled by Ohio Dominican, and the Panthers will have the game's first possession going left to right. Here on the right-hand side, Shamar Wall will give it off on top now for De Leon. Rolls it down low on the left, and it's tracked onto the baseline by Stevens. Back out on the left side now for Ronnie Williams. Ronnie will step to his left, down toward the corner. 9 to shoot as he fires it out to Wall. Shamar crosses over. Now will work his way to the foul line, into the paint, hands it off to De Leon, right to the rim and lays it in. And the Panthers will score the game's first 2 points. Now for Davis and Elkins, they'll bring it over here to the left-hand side, and this pass will go off to Phillips. Phillips now will work it out on top for Yildirim. Now onto the right side for Bellevue. Misfires on a 3, follows his own shot. Missed the putback, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2 as Alex Stevens will commit the first foul. And so the Senators will step up here to the line, and the first free throw is up, and it is good by Bellevue. He is a 44% free throw shooter on the season. 2-1 in favor of ODU. One more free throw coming as Bellevue will knock it down. He had a big double-double against ODU in the first meeting. 16 points, 11 rebounds in 30 minutes of play. 1 minute into our first half, and the Panthers and Senators are tied at 2. Out on top, it'll be Ronnie Williams letting go a 3 that hits off the rim, and the rebound will find itself right to Logan Phillips. Now Phillips will push it up the right sideline with the dribble. Now it's McElveen all the way to the low right. Blocked in from behind, sent out of bounds by Mike De Leon for his 19th block shot of the season. So the ball will stay down here to our left. Nice crowd on hand here for our men's game. As down low on the right, backing in, Bellevue tries to make a move on Stevens. Now kicks it back out to Phillips. 14 to shoot. Phillips will move to his right, down to the corner for Yildirim. Back out to Bellevue at the free throw line. Spot up, fires, back to the rim. Panthers all over the rebound, and Ronnie Williams pushes it down the floor. Tie game with 18:25 to play in the first half. De Leon will come off to the right now for Shamar Waugh. Waugh out on top, works his way towards the foul line. Lobs a pass over top to Williams over on the left. Ronnie works his way into the lane. Back out, 3-ball. Shamar off the right side of the rim. Rebound tipped and still loose, and then finally corralled by Bellevue for Davis and Elkins. Now McElveen will take the ball up the floor. Turns and hands it off, and now it's Phillips at the top of the key. Logan Phillips will dribble off to his right, hands it off to McElveen, who comes to his left. Jordan picks up the dribble, goes to Bellevue low on the left. Bellevue now will work his way against Alex Stevens. Turns on the baseline with a left-hander that's missed. Stevens finally, he fumbled it around, he lost it, and it's picked up by ODU. And up the floor with it now, Shamar Waugh with 17:40 to play first half. Stevens, top of the key, moves it left now for Adam Sitlak. He'll work his way to the foul line, dumps down to the corner. Ronnie Williams, wide open 3, knocks it down. Rondo with his 59th three-pointer of the season, and the Panthers are on top, and a steal by Shamar Waugh, and he'll turn and lay it in. So the steal by Waugh, 7-2 now in favor of the Panthers. And McElveen will walk the ball up the floor now for the Senators. He'll have it over on the right side of the floor as we're almost 3 minutes into our first half of play. Now McElveen will turn and he'll hand it off. Coming off the screen is Dolman. Hands it to Yildirim into the lane. Missed it. Phillips tipped it up. It didn't go in. Adam Sitlak controls it for ODU. Sitlak will now move it towards the top of the key. Turns and hands it off now for De Leon. Over to the left side for Shamar Waugh. Into a 3, front of the rim. Rebound fought for down in the corner and saved from going out of bounds by Phillips as he threw it back into McElveen. And now Yildirim will bring the ball up the floor here for D&E. He'll have it here on the left-hand side, out beyond the three-point line. Works his way out towards the top of the key and moves it off to the right. Turns and hands it off now for McElveen to the foul line. Down the left side of the paint. Shot up over De Leon is good. Tough shot for Jordan McElveen. He had 16 in the first meeting between the two teams. That was won by ODU by a score of 79-67. Here is Sitlak. Little floater in the lane. Hits off the front of the rim. Bellevue grabs the rebound. 7-4 Panthers on top. Up the floor to be Yildirim with the basketball. He'll have it beyond the three-point line. Now Bellevue will hand it off to Dolman. Dolman out at the top of the key will turn to his right, hands it off to Yildirim at the foul line. He'll back it inside now for Bellevue. Turns in with the left hand, too far down low, and he missed it. And coming out of there with it is Alex Stevens for ODU. Now to be Shamar Waugh bringing it up the floor here for the Panthers. Works his way to the right. Another three by Ronnie Williams is good again. Second three by Ronnie Williams. And the Panthers jump out now to a 10-4 advantage with 15:33 to play here in our first half of action. Out on top on the left, it's McElveen with the basketball. McElveen now will turn and hands it off to Yildirim. Out towards the top of the key he goes. Off to the right-hand side. Now Yildirim gets it back. He's got it out beyond the three-point line. Yildirim will work his way to the top of the key to the foul line. Throws up a shot that bounces off the rim. Bellevue hit the deck and slow to get up as De Leon comes back the other way. Bellevue now gets up as they work it on top to Sidlak. It's still a 5-on-4 in favor of ODU. Now Shamar Waugh out here in the right wing will penetrate. Kicks it left. Ronnie thought about a three. Now will let it go. And he hits again. And a timeout will be used, or nope, I'm sorry, an official stoppage of play. 14:53 to go as Bellevue still hobbling around. Timeout on the floor. Panthers lead 13-4 on the Panther Sports Network. Thirteen to 4 in favor of Ohio Dominican, and some substitutions checking in now for the Panthers. Michael Scott, 6'3 sophomore out of Hebron, Kentucky, will check in. Ben Casanova, a 6'6 junior. I beg your pardon. Hassan Barrett, 6'6 redshirt sophomore out of Queens, New York, will check into the ball game. And it is 13-4 in favor of Ohio Dominican with 14:41 to play. Down low on the right, it's McElveen. We'll have a pass tip back out. Trevor English is out there now for D&E. English will work his way down low on the right, turns and misses the shot. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay here to our left. So English is out there, 6'8 sophomore out of Waldorf, Maryland. And it'll be Davison Elkins basketball. Lobbing it low on the left and getting it inside to English. He'll work his way into the lane. Shot is up and good off the glass. So Trevor English, a first sub off the bench for D&E, will make it 13-6 Panthers with 14:18 to play here in the first half, as we're going to get an offensive foul called on Hassan Barrett working here against English. And it'll be D&E basketball. 14:09 to play here in the first half. Over on the right for D&E now in the game is Tyler Twyman, a sophomore, as English will fire from the foul line and misses it. Hassan Barrett will grab the rebound. Up the floor now to Ronnie Williams. Williams will hand it off to Sam Hickey, who just checked in, sophomore out of Toledo. Michael Scott out on the right wing, works his way to the foul line, hands to Barrett, and now Ronnie Williams. Ronnie will step out, feeling it, and he hits the rim with a three this time. It's McElveen with the rebound. Pushes it down the floor over here to Twyman on the left. Twyman now will hand it off for McElveen down on the left baseline. McElveen works his way into the paint, puts it up with a left hand, off the mark, rebound grab by Sam Hickey. 13:30 to play first half. Hickey will move the ball up the floor here for ODU and hands to De Leon and pushes it to Scott over here on the right. Michael works his way to the foul line, pull up, jump shot in front of the rim. Rebound is going to be tipped down and finally grabbed by Justin Johnson, another D&E sub who's out there for the Senators. Now here on the left-hand side, McElveen will give it off to English, down low, bodies up against Barrett, turns with the right hand, over the rim it goes, rebound on the weak side, grabbed by De Leon. We've played 7 minutes. Here's Hassan Barrett into the lane, out of control and off balance, missed it, but he got fouled, and so free throws are coming up now for ODU. And let's see who they get on the foul here. They get Jordan McElveen on the foul and Hassan Barrett to the line. Double-double down in Elkins, West Virginia. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 27 minutes in the first meeting between the two teams. Free throw by Barrett is up and it is good. And Ben Casanova, who I tried to get into the game earlier, now will check in. 6'6 junior out of Sylvania, averaging 5.8 points per game. Ryan Hoying also in, 6'3 redshirt sophomore out of Salina, and he is averaging 5.4 points a game. One more coming now for Variance, a 66% free throw shooter. Line to the right, bends the knees. Free throw is on the way and good, and Ohio Dominican extends its lead back out to 9 now at 15-6 with under 12 or 13 minutes to play in our first half. Out on top, Kevin Simpson, who's checked in for the Senators. He'll hand it off to Twyman on top, back over here to Simpson. Out beyond the three-point line. They've also got Edmund Parker out there for the first time today. He's one of their top players. Now it's English out at the foul line. Looks his way down the right side of the lane against Barents. Off the glass, no. Rebound grab by Casanova for ODU. Panthers lead 15-6, 12 and a half minutes to play in the first half. Here is Michael Scott over on the right. Crosses over, works his way top of the key. Now lobs it down low. Hassan caught it, laid it in. First field goal for Barents. Good assist for Michael Scott. And it's now 17-6 in favor of Ohio Dominican. Out on top, Simpson with the basketball moves it left and hands to Twyman. Twyman head fake drives to the foul line. Cross-court pass will go to Dalton Hamrick. Hamrick down low on the right now as Parker will turn and knock it down. Well, he can score the basketball. He had 43 in a game earlier this season for D&E. 17-8 now in favor of ODU with under 12 minutes to play in our first half. Out on top, Casanova went to go backdoor to Michael Scott, who had veered the other way. It went out of bounds, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 11:51 to play here in half number one. 17-8 in favor of Ohio Dominican here on the Panther Sports Network. .51 to play here in the first half at Alumni Hall, and Ohio Dominican right now on top of Davis and Elkins by a score of 17-8. And it'll be Davis and Elkins basketball coming out of the timeout. And up the floor, it'll be Simpson now with the ball here for the Senators. He'll move it off to the right. Now comes down the baseline. Flips a pass over here, caught by Yildirim. And now Twyman back to Yildirim down to the corner to English along the baseline. Skips it cross-court to Simpson down the right side of the paint. Hangs and shoots one up off the rim to hit the top of the backboard. And then a foul on ODU apparently. So Casanova's going to get called for the foul here for ODU. And it'll stay down here to our left with Davis and Elkins. Down along the baseline with it, Trevor English will come out on top now for Simpson. Back over to the right for English, and they're going to get Hassan on a reach, I think. Oh, boy. So that'll be now 2 fouls on Hassan Barents, and Alex Stevens is going to have to get right back up off the bench. So Stevens will check in. Barents will sit down. And not a good foul there by Hassan Barents. Lob will go to Trevor English. He'll work his way against Alex Stevens. Puts up a shot and good. Trevor English is a load down there. He had 11 points in 21 minutes in the first meeting between these two teams. 17-10 Panthers on top. Michael Scott, top of the key. Comes to his right to Stevens. Down to the corner for Hoying. Hoying up the three-point line into the wing. Fires it off the back of the rim. Rebound. Loose on the floor. And after a mad scramble, finally a whistle. And they'll call a held ball, and it'll go over to Davis and Elkins. 17-10, ODU on top, 10:57 to play here in our first half. Panthers right now at 50% from the field. Davis and Elkins only 23% from the field right now. Simpson on top, stops at the foul line, backs it off, a 3 on the way. That is no good by Twyman. Big rebound will be grabbed on top of the foul line by Ryan Hoying for ODU. Gives it off now to Sam Hickey, fakes on a long one, bounces one to Hoying on the left baseline. Back to Hickey, this time we'll let it fly, and it's good. Sam Hickey from deep out on top with the three-pointer, and the Panthers now lead by a score of 20-10 for Sam Hickey. Three-pointer number 66 on the season. Inside, Trevor English backs in, turns with the right hand, no good. Rebound grab by Hickey, and then a silly foul by Twyman in the backcourt. Well, if you're Davis and Elkins right now, you are getting great looks down low by Trevor English, but he's not finishing down low all the time. 2 for 7. English down around the rim right now. Panthers lead by 10. A trio of substitutions come back in for the Senators as McElveen, Dolman, and Bellevue come back in. Good to see Bellevue back out there after he was hobbled earlier in the game. Still in the backcourt, Michael Scott with the basketball. Scott now still double-teamed in the backcourt, needs to hurry and gets it across with a pass to Hickey with 1 second to spare. Now it'll be Michael Scott out between the circles, right at the 10-minute mark of our first half. Here is Stevens on top for Casanova. Moves it left now with a pass to Michael Scott. Spins down the lane, put it up with the right hand, and it rolls in. Beautiful move by Michael Scott. And the Panthers on top now by 12 at 22-10. It is Simpson over on the right with the basketball. Simpson will hand it off out on top now for McElveen. Comes left. Edmund Parker will fire and hit a three down in the low left corner. Out of Dayton. Got some family on hand. Won't play any closer than maybe Cedarville, I guess. But it's 22-13 now in favor of ODU. Try not to let the facts get in the good way of a story there. Here's Stevens low on the right. Reverse layup, and he missed it. Rebound, volleyball out of bounds. Officials look at each other. They'll point D&E. And now they'll point ODU. And a substitution, Justin Johnson will come back into the game now for the Senators. 9:19 to play here in the first half. And Ohio Dominican on top 22-13 here on Senior Day. Final day of the regular season in the conference. Conference tournament starts Thursday for the men. They'll be at Finley. Here is Michael Scott dumping it down low. Casanova drew some contact, missed it, got it back, missed it again, but this time a foul is called. Well, Ben caught it, chose not to go straight up with it, trying to draw contact and then missed it. And fortunately for him and ODU, he's got 2 free throws coming up. Casanova, 50 or 71% from the foul line this year. Did not score back on Thursday night in the Panthers' win over Alderson Broaddus. Free throw is up, and it is good. Casanova coming off the bench today, making way for De Leon to start in his spot on Senior Day. At 11 points down in Elkins earlier this year, also grabbed 7 rebounds in 24 minutes. Second free throw is good. 24-13, Panthers on top. ODU winners of 8 of their last 9, trying to finish the regular season on a high note and have a lot of momentum building into the conference tournament on Thursday. Here's Edmund Parker working his way to the foul line. Cross court, it goes to Simpson. Out towards the top of the key. He'll just let a 3 go. Hits off the back of the rim. Casanova grabs another rebound. Panthers, I feel, done a pretty good job already on the boards. Look at the numbers here in a moment. Hoying will catch a pass from Scott and let a 3 go here on the right, and it is good. So Ryan Hoying with his 23rd 3. The Panthers have hit 5 threes already. We haven't played 12 minutes. Simpson towards the foul line. ODU with its largest lead of 14. Here's Edmund Parker. Shoots one off the glass that's no good from in the paint. Rebound grabbed by Sam Hickey. He's on the move. Pulls up. Gives to Alex Stevens. Right to the rim. Lays it up. No, but he got fouled. Had the defender not gotten in the way, that was going to be a 2-hand jam for Alex Stevens, who today made his first career start. So Stevens will step up line to the right after the second foul on Justin Johnson. Alex, a 44% free throw shooter, will net the first. Michael Scott will check out. Shamar Waz back in for ODU. Logan Phillips will replace Johnson in the D&E lineup. 8:20 to play first half. ODU continues to add to its lead. Alex Stevens, second free throw, no good. Hoying will volleyball that rebound out, grabbed by Waugh. The Panthers with another possession, and the shot clock didn't get started, so they'll slow things down with 8:19 to play here in the first half.
3 seconds off the game clock, 4 seconds off. Yeah, okay.
So there you heard the instructions. So 28-16. Panthers now have it, 24 on the shot clock. It'll be Shamar Waugh out between the circles with the ball. Coming here on the right-hand side with the basketball. Now back to the top of the key. Back over here to Sam Hickey off of a screen. 3 ball. Bang for Sam Hickey. Panthers now lead by 18 points, 31-13. Here on the left, Edmund Parker stops left side of the lane. Free throw. Shot is up and good. And Parker now with 7 coming off the bench today. 31-15 Panthers. Here is De Leon to Hickey. Another 3. Another make for the Panthers, who have now hit 7 of them. Timeout, Davis and Elkins. 7:37 to play first half. 34-15 in favor of Ohio Dominican. Back to Columbus after this timeout on the Panther Sports Network. .34-15 in favor of Ohio Dominican. They are 7 out of 12 from the three-point line. And it'll be Davis and Elkins basketball as they will be inbounding, trailing now by 19 points. On the baseline, it'll be Phillips, and he'll finally trigger it in. Bellevue bobbled it around, grabbed by De Leon. He tipped it over to Casanova, who rolls over and hands to Waugh, and the Panthers didn't get away with that one, as they'll get called for traveling. And it'll be Jordan McElveen to check into the lineup here for Davis and Elkins. So Simpson will have the basketball here for the Senators. Off to the right-hand side for Dolman. Dolman now will hand it off to Simpson. Simpson will have it over on the left. Now we'll bring it over here to the near side for Edmund Parker, who will try a 3 that's no good. Ball deflected into the hands of De Leon. Now he'll have it over on the left-hand sideline. De Leon now will hand it off to Hickey, down to the corner. Ryan Hoying, and another 3. Good by ODU. Second of the game by Ryan Hoying. And it's 37-15. Panthers on top by 22 points. Out on top, it is Dolman to the right now for Simpson. On his way to the lane, got fouled by Hickey. That'll be the 5th foul on ODU. And the Senators will be inbounding, and Ronnie Williams will come back into the game here for the Panthers. 37-15, ODU on top. Here is Simpson out near the top of the key with it. He'll work here to the left-hand side where he hands to Dolman. He'll work his way top of the key. Back left now for McElveen. He'll let go of a 3. That's an air ball, rebounded by Waugh. I'm not sure if Hickey got a piece of that or not. Coming back the other way now, Shamar Waugh moves it left for Ronnie Williams. Williams curls off of the screen towards the top of the key to Hickey here on the right. Sam will lob it down low for Casanova. Tried one more pass to De Leon, but Simpson snuck down the lane and stole it. Now a long pass ahead. Dolman in front of 2 Panthers missed it. He got hit on the play, and Dolman goes down hard. So the foul, I'm not sure who it's on. Wait until they announce it here. It's going to be Sam Hickey picking up the foul. And Dolman, slow in getting up, will work his way towards the foul line. So the sophomore out of Ransom, West Virginia, will work his way to the line where he is a 70% shooter. 15 points last time out in their loss against Cedarville on Thursday night. This free throw is good. Did not play in the first meeting between the two teams. He's missed some games. Today's game 22 and start 15. This is game 26 of the season for D&E. Sam Hickey is checked out. Adam Sitlak is back in. And Dolman back to the line for his second free throw that barely got to the rim and is rebounded by Adam Sitlak. That'll be Shamar Waugh down the right sideline to Ronnie Williams. Out here in the right wing with it. Williams will have it out between the circles with 6:08 to play here in the first half. Sitlak will have it now and brings it right side for Shamar Waugh. Waugh will work it back to the left for Sitlak against the zone now. Here is Waugh at the top of the key, back to Sitlak. Fakes a skip pass, goes to Waugh, 7 to shoot. Shamar left, Sitlak catches, ball on the way, and it's short. Rebound will be grabbed there by McElveen. He'll take it straight down the floor. Left-hand pass to Dolman in the left wing. Backs it off. McElveen will try a wing 3 that's no good. De Leon will secure the rebound for ODU. Now he'll bring it right down the floor over to Sidlak. Left wing, 3 ball. This one off the front of the rim again. Rebounded by McElveen. 37-16 Panthers on top. Here is Edmund Parker on the left. Parker now will turn and hand it off to McElveen. McElveen now will have it here on the left-hand side again as he gives it off for Parker. Parker back on top for Simpson. Simpson at the top of the key with 13 to shoot. Works it right for Dolman. Looking inside for Bellevue. Bellevue right of the lane, guarded there by Casanova. Now we'll back in and ran Casanova over, and that's a charge. So Rickensy Bellevue gets called for the charge. Trevor English and Logan Phillips will check back into the lineup for the Panthers. 5:11 to play in the first half, and it's 37-16 in favor of ODU, and we'll see a little pressure here full court by the Senators. De Leon will have it on the baseline. We'll get it out near the top of the key to Ben Casanova in the backcourt. Ball tipped backwards towards Shamar Waugh. He'll bring it up the floor now and works it into the front court. Off to the right-hand side for Sidlak. Back out on top to Waugh. And over here on the right for Sidlak again. Cross court it goes for Waugh. Shamar will give it off now for Sidlak. Shamar gets it back now down to the left-hand corner. Ronnie Williams a 3. Good again. 4th of the first half by Ronnie Williams. 40-16 in favor of ODU. English inside, spins on a terrific move to the glass and lays it in for his 6th point of the first half. And Trevor English apparently got poked in the eye. He's holding his left eye, and so that's why we have the delay. English apparently good enough to stay in the game. Alex Stevens will come back in for ODU, and Ben Casanova will sit down. 4:37 to play first half, 40-18 in favor of the Panthers. And De Leon will look to inbound for ODU and does so in the backcourt to Ronnie Williams. Double teamed right there. Hooks a pass up the floor to De Leon. Michael now will make his way to the foul line, to the lane. Scoops it with a left hand off the glass. Rebound tipped and grabbed by English. Now it'll be Logan Phillips down the floor here for the Senators. Gives it back off now for McElveen. Works his way down the lane. Puts a shot up too strong. Offensive putback. Parker no. English one-handed grabbed the rebound and put it in. So Trevor English will cut the lead to 20. 40-20 ODU. Waugh in and out of traffic in the backcourt to De Leon ahead for Sidlak. 4:05 to play here in the first half. Now it'll be Shamar Waugh over to the left-hand side for Ronnie Williams. Back on top for Waugh. Now over here to Sidlak. Back over to Waugh. Shamar to Sidlak, top of the key. Now Sidlak goes left side for Waugh. Shamar out beyond the wing. Over here to Ronnie Williams. 3 on the way is no good. Rebound tipped around. Stevens will finally just swat it back out. Waugh with a great pass down low, and De Leon lays it in. Over on the weak side after 3 Senators couldn't come away with a rebound. Shamar with an assist, and it's 42-20 Panthers with 3.5 minutes to go in the half. Simpson down the lane, spins into the paint, shot over Shamar, is in, and he got fouled. Wow, what a play by Kevin Simpson. Waugh with the foul. Timeout on the floor. 3:27 to play in the first half. Panthers on top 42-22. We'll return to Alumni Hall after this timeout here on the Panther Sports Network. The Ohio Dominican Pep Band on hand here as ODU a huge 20-point lead. Boy, you couldn't have asked for a better script today on Senior Day to get things started. And the Panthers are now 9 of 17 from the three-point line here in the half and have a 42-22 lead as Kevin Simpson will be going to the line here to shoot a free throw for the Senators. Simpson had that terrific play in the paint there a moment ago. So the first free throw coming up here, or the only free throw by Simpson, he's a 77% free throw shooter, is good. 42-23 Ohio Dominican. No pressure this time as Ronnie Williams will jog the ball up the floor here for ODU. Sam Hickey back out there in place of Shamar Waugh. Still against the zone. De Leon high post. Had a pass deflected into the backcourt. Run down by Ronnie Williams, who will race it back the other way. Now Sidlak to the corner for Hickey. Still 12 to shoot. Sidlak top of the key. Ronnie Williams right wing 3. Got another one! 5 first-half threes now by Ronnie Williams, and it's 25-23 in favor of ODU. Out on top with it now, it'll be Bellevue off to the right for Parker. Inside it goes to English, works against Stevens, skips a pass over here to Parker. Now Parker with 12 to shoot, down low for Bellevue. Bellevue walks his way into the paint, turns to the right hand, and scores. Rick and G. Bellevue with his first field goal, and it's 45-25 in favor of Ohio Dominican. Here is Williams to the left, now for Sitlak, down to the corner for Hickey. Back out to Sitlak, Rondo, another one off the front of the rim. Rebound, De Leon for ODU. Sitlak to the corner, Hickey a three on the way. It's good! 11 first-half triples by the Panthers, and it's 48-25, ODU on top. Into the front court, it is Simpson with the basketball. Here on the left for Phillips. Down low it goes for English. Moves in against Stevens, and with a reverse layup will score, and he gets fouled. So the foul will be called on Alex Stevens, his second. Dalton Hamrick will check back into the lineup now for Davison Elkins. And Trevor English, who's got 10 points already here in the first half, will go to the line and try and complete a three-point play. 44% free throw shooter connects. 48-28 Panthers with 2:01 to play until halftime. Here is Williams over on the left-hand side. Comes off now for Sitlak, and now back to the left for Williams. Ronnie will give it to Sitlak. Looks in the high post for De Leon, right of the lane. Back to Sitlak. Three on the way is no good. Rebound kept alive, but then grabbed by Bellevue of D&E. Now Simpson down the floor with it. Will pull up top of the key. Hands to Bellevue over on the right. Inside to English. Moves in against Stevens, who was standing his ground. The ball went off the leg of English, out of bounds. And it'll be Ohio Dominican basketball with 1:34 to play in the first half. And it'll be Adam Sitlak to bring the ball into the front court here for ODU. Sitlak to the left now for Sam Hickey. Hickey now back over to Sitlak against this zone. Sitlak back over to Hickey as they play catch out on top. Hickey drove, had it stripped away. English will lob it down the floor to Logan English. He'll pull it up on the right wing. Keeps the dribble going out over there on the sideline. Now backs it off for Simpson. Simpson out on the right with the basketball, works his way near the top of the key. Pull-up jump shot long as it hit the glass first. Stevens the rebound, hands it off now to Sam Hickey. Hickey will work his way to the foul line, right for Ronnie Williams. Three is off the right side of the rim. Tip out again by Sitlak to De Leon to Hickey for three, off the rim. Rebound tipped out again by Stevens, kept alive by Simpson. 2-on-1 as he moves in against De Leon to Bellevue, who with two hands will slam it home. It's 48-30 with 35 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Over on the left now, Twyman. Down low on the left for Alex Stevens. Underneath, reverse layup. It crawls off the rim. Rebound will be grabbed there by Phillips. Up the floor now for the Senators. The shot clock is off. Simpson out on top between the circles with it. Simpson will come to his left now for Phillips. Phillips out beyond the three-point line to the left baseline for English. English double team, rolls it inside to Phillips, tipped away by Sam Hickey with 5 seconds. Down the floor he goes, into the left side. Floater off 1 foot on the way, and rolled out of the rim, no good. And that'll do it for our first half of play. An explosive half for ODU as they go to the locker room with an 18-point first half advantage as they have been raining threes here today. 48-30, Ohio Dominican on top. When we come back, we'll visit with ODU women's head basketball coach Lindsey Warren on Senior Day here at Ohio Dominican. You're listening to the Panther Sports Network. Halftime at Alumni Hall at Ohio Dominican, and a commanding first-half advantage for the ODU Panthers men's basketball team, hitting 11 first-half threes, and they lead Davison Elkins by a score of 48-30. Coming up after this game, about a half hour later, it'll be the ODU women's contest as they will get set to take on Davison Elkins in their final game of the regular season. Also on Senior Day, we'll get to those seniors in a moment, but what a sigh of relief that was breathed by everybody. I felt like I want this to come off right. It felt like we won the Division II National Championship on Thursday night. There's so many smiles and happy faces after. I mean, it's one thing to lose 4 in a row. It's one thing to lose 4 in a row with the extenuating circumstances, and to just get a win. Oh, my gosh. It felt so good Thursday night.
It did. It almost was like, oh, I forgot what this felt like. To have a compact week of 4 games, but to have all 4 losses, it feels like it's been a month. And I like I said last time, our team hadn't experienced that. Our coaching staff hadn't experienced that. And so it was just a huge weight, a big sigh, deep breaths, and lots of smiles to send us into today.
All right, let's get through this. You ready?
Sure, let's go.
Senior Day, let's talk about them. 5 of them here today. I'll start with Devin Conley, transfer who came in from Pikeville. We talked about her role a couple of games ago, and she all of a sudden ended up in the starting lineup unexpectedly. What she has been like to be around as a 1-year senior, something you've never had before?
Something I've never had before is right. Devin is one of those people that you kind of associate with, someone that you randomly meet but connect with, and it just feels right. And she has been that way, I think, for everyone in our program, which is pretty cool. She has a phenomenal personality, a great demeanor about her off the floor, and then on the floor she's the same, but then adds the basketball IQ that just makes it easy to play with. She's easy to play with, easy to be around, and she's fit in. She's fit in seamlessly, and I think that our entire team appreciates who she is and what she's provided for us.
From afar, for me, seems quiet, a quiet personality, kind of quiet on the floor, but certainly has some skill, there's no question.
Yeah, and whenever she makes a play and you notice her, you're like, wow. She's the same way within her personality. So she is quiet, but I've had some opportunity to spend some time with her, myself and my staff, and she's fun to talk with, and she provides that same kind of spark one-on-one that you're like, oh yeah, you have moments like that on the floor when you least expect it, and then you get to chat with her, and she's very fun to be around, and she's a cool kid.
Olivia Philpott, a player that we never saw put on a uniform in a game, decided to stick it out, be with the program, make friends, stay here at the university. I think when you realize maybe you're never going to play, it would be easy to just shut it down, to leave the program, to go to another university, go closer to home. Olivia did not do that.
She didn't, and that takes quite resolve to be able to make an impact, to be present, to have the understanding that you're valued without being able to score points, and accepting that but still finding a way to influence. And I wish that everybody could see Olivia Philpott play. She is she's just like her as a person, she's the same way on the floor. Olivia has like a chill kind of attitude.
Right.
She's cool cat, but she has an understanding, and I think she has this in life too, where she understands people, she understands the game of basketball, but she also understands it well enough to where she gets people to do the work for her, which is comical. But I mean, I just even today, she gets to go over and get our pregame meal from our cafeteria, and she gets Lindsay Blandford to do it. Are you guys going over to get the food? Lindsay's like, I'm doing that for Liv today. What? And that happens all the time. Olivia was the same way on the floor. You'd watch her, and she knew how to move people. So it was, I'm getting the defense to go here, and you're going to work. You run around. You run around, and then I'll deliver the pass to you. So you do all the work, and I'll get you the ball. Or it was, you do all the work, I'll stand out here, and I'll make the shot. So I wish that people could see her play, because she did it at such a high level that she didn't have to work as hard as everybody else. And it would have been interesting, me and my program, if she were to be on the floor for 4 years, I think we would have had some interesting battles to fight, the two of us.
She's an interesting character, too, because you can look square at her and talk to her, and she gives you that brick wall. I have no idea what you're saying. And then other times, she's real free carrying, laughing, having a great time. She was certainly a joy to be around for 4 years. Darian Rose.
Yes.
Quiet, unassuming, gritty. You nicknamed her Juice.
That's from high school. That's from home.
Okay, well, but it's an interesting nickname.
It is.
Because, again, you think Juice, you think high-energy type player, but she does have the energy. She just has it in a different way.
She does. There's like, you think of someone who's got a little bit of juice to her. Their juice there like all the time, but you got to kind of work to get that from Darian. And there's
a shell there you have to crack.
And she's got to let you in. But Juice is strong and rock steady. And it has been just, 4 years. 4 years of it. I mean, not even 4 years. I saw her all through high school do it. And she was a player that was constantly talked about and noted, and you wanted to watch her play. And she came in, and I think there are times you can see on Darian's face where it's like, yeah, I don't really know what you're saying. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go out and do it, but I'm going to look at you like you're still maybe have two heads. And then she goes out and like, yeah, that's what I was talking about. And she's, oh, okay. And she's so humble. She's so humble. She's one of the best players that I've ever coached. She's one of the best at both ends of the ball, offense, defense. She is so clutch. She's so prepared. She trusts herself. She can go to the line and make free throws in game situations, and she can take the ball in her hands, and we've given it to her, and she's missed some shots, and she'll say, all right, I've got the next one. She just has experienced different circumstances in her life that she's still capable of realizing how much joy surrounds the game of basketball. And I think we can all learn that from her, that anytime it gets too tense or anytime that it gets too heavy, that it's like it's really still just basketball. And she's phenomenal. Every time that we talk to her about that, I go back to one of the moments in my office talking about what kind of role she needed to play and telling her she needed to shoot the ball more and asking her who our best shooter was, and she would never say herself. And I'm like, Darian, you are our best shooter. Oh, I can't believe you guys would call me a shooter. I'm not a shooter. You were shooting 50% from three. So she's a lot of fun to coach because she doesn't even know, and it makes her so good. It just makes her so good.
You mentioned sturdy and a rock. Today will be her 110th game, 93rd consecutive game, and as we've obviously learned this year, that is not easy to do. And there was a time in the middle of her freshman year, I didn't know that there would be another game. She had some moments in that freshman year that she got buried at the end of the bench. I think that tells you what type of a player she is, that here she is today on Senior Day. Who you want to go to next? I'll let you pick. Megan Iyer out of Fayetteville, Ohio.
I love calling Megan Saucy Meg. She's just one of those fun players that, you'd give an arm and a leg for her to be out on the floor.
A player that came in here as a guard, and her position morphed into a post by the time the season was rolling around. And I think maybe you had an idea what Megan's game was coming in, but it changed, I think. It evolved as she got here.
I know. I think there are times that you and I talked about what kind of player she could be. And I think that we got to see, and I think that was a little bit different. I thought she'd be a better shooter on the perimeter because she shot a lot in high school and AU, and I thought she would be one of those threats from outside the arc, and she developed her game, and we had to encourage her to shoot more. But like you said, she's played 1 through 5. At Megan's size, she's played 1 through 5 for us, and she understands everything that we do as a program, and she did it at a very high level, increasingly so from year to year. And this year was just so awesome to see her set a tone for our team and to establish an example of what it looks like to be a senior player, to make senior plays.
I remember, and I reminded her of this story today, that she and I sat on the bus her freshman year coming back from Tiffin, last game of the season, and we had a 2-hour conversation coming back. I learned a lot about Megan that day, but we talked about a player, Taylor Woods, at Ashland.
I remember that.
And I thought that was the type of player Megan could be, and we talked about that, but she ended up being a completely different player, and I'm glad she turned into the player that she was, because what a fantastic joy she was to watch.
Absolutely.
Sarah Futcher, she was a player who maybe didn't play a ton early on in her career. I think she had to develop into a basketball player. She had to kind of learn her role. She had players ahead of her that she had to either let graduate or she had to earn her time out onto the floor. And I think we reaped all of the benefits of all of the hard work over the last 3 years this year from Sarah Futcher. 2-time Conference Player of the Week this year.
I think you said it. She needed people to play in front of her, and she kind of used that as it kind of handicapped her at times. It was a bit of a crutch that she didn't have the self-belief, the self-worth that comes from within. That's like, I can beat these people out. She always lived in a place of, wow, they're so much better than me, or I can't do what they can do. When we would see so much of her ability on a daily basis, and she just had to work through that mental growth, that mental maturity, and was so pleasantly surprised at her consistency this year. It took her some time to work through all that, and she would be the first to acknowledge that she was a player that would hide, and she was a player that would go kind of ghost mode, and we'd have to try and pull it out of her all the time. Like, Sarah, you can beat Melissa Scherpenberg, but when you don't show up at practice for a week, we will struggle. And so she was that person that we really encouraged our other kids to learn from this year, and to have that, you want to see it sooner always, but she did it as a senior, and it was really fun for us. And a lot of times you don't know what you have until it's gone. And I think that our team got to see how much she impacted our play, and it was like she was out there drawing a lot of attention, and I know our guards created a lot for her to have such a high shooting percentage, but they had to look for her, and the other team had to also pay attention to her, and so she was a big piece to that puzzle. And the same thing as Megan, and same thing as Olivia, that you wish that people could see them all the way through the end.
Very unique situation. 5 seniors on senior day, and only 2 of them will be in uniform for you today. Every group is different, and this one certainly was. But as we talked the other day about how now making the conference tournament and taking this program to 18 wins consistently, I told Megan that as well. She had 11 wins her freshman year. They've averaged 19 since, and it takes players like that group that you have. Whether Olivia Philpott never saw the floor or not, you needed her at some point. Whether the 2 girls, Megan and Sarah, don't play today, you needed them along the way. And it's a great classic group of 5 that you have today, Coach. It
is. It gets harder and harder every year. I thought it would get easier, but it gets harder. They're great. I love them all dearly.
I'm proud of you. You made it through this. Thanks. I stepped in a couple times there and helped you out.
Yeah,
you did a very good job.
Now the locker room's going to be even harder. I thought, if I can get through this, shoot, Todd. Now I'm scared up there.
You're going to do great. Thanks for your time. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Head coach Lindsay Warren, her team will take on Davis and Elkins coming up about 25 minutes after this one concludes, as we're ready for the men's game to start half number 2. And leading scorers right now for the Panthers, you've got Ronnie Williams, who hit 5 first-half threes with 15 points. 4 for Mike DeLeon, 2 for Shamar Wall, 1 for Alex Stevens, and Adam Sitlak scoreless in the first half. 12 off the bench for Sam Hickey, including 4 threes, 6 for Ryan Hoying, 4 for Hassan Varens, Michael Scott with 2, Ben Casanova with 2. And that is your Panther numbers, and it's going to be ODU to start the second half with the basketball. And Adam Sitlak will have it and gets it into Shamar Wall. It'll be Hassan Varens over on the left now with the basketball out on top for Ben Casanova. To the right-hand side for Hoying. Down low it goes to Varens. Kicks it over here to Waugh. Shamar will fake on a 3. Out on top now for Sitlak. Back left here for Waugh. Shamar works his way out to the top of the key to Hoying. Over on the right to Sitlak. Now Varens low on the right. 8 to shoot. Hassan will back his way in. Puts it up with the left hand and scores. And Hassan Varens will make it now 50-30 in favor of Ohio Dominican, as the Panthers, with this commanding lead here at halftime, come back with their what would be normal starting 5 here tonight. Out on top, it is Yilderman. Works it off to the left for McElveen. Back to the right now for Logan Phillips. Low on the right for Rickenji Bellevue. Bellevue into the paint. Turns with the left hand. Never got it close. Good defense by Varens. Ball tipped over to Hoying, who will hand it off down to Waugh, who will race it up the floor for the Panthers. Works his way into the lane. Puts up for the window. No good. Rebound. Volleyball around and finally grabbed by Davis and Elkins. It'll be Dolman down the floor with the ball. Dolman will work his way into the lane, and it's an offensive foul. Wow. I was looking for a travel, and it ends up being an offensive foul on Dante Dolman for the Senators and their starters. Bellevue led them with 6. 2 for McElveen, 1 for Dolman. Yildirim and Bellevue were scoreless. They got 11 points for Trevor English off their bench. These teams combined for 55 points, or 45 points, I should say, in the first half off the bench. Here's Ryan Hoying, low on the right baseline to the glass. Missed it. Tip up good by Hassan Varens. Came in there off balance, able to tip it in, and it's 52-30 in favor of Ohio Dominican. Also off the bench, 7 points for Edmund Parker and 3 for Kevin Simpson for the Senators. Here on the right-hand side, it'll be McElveen. Out on top now for Logan Phillips. Works it here to the right. McElveen down low for Bellevue. Back out Logan Phillips. He'll try a 3. That one's off the rim. And the rebound tipped out. Grabbed finally by Casanova for ODU. He'll turn and hand it off now for Shamar Waugh. To Sitlak to the corner now for Hoying. Up the three-point line. Low on the right for Casanova. Stumbles along the baseline and then had a pass kicked out of bounds. 52-30 in favor of Ohio Dominican, as it'll be Shamar Waugh over on the baseline with the ball. Lobs it out here for Casanova. Then now over on the right for Hoying. Hoying at the top of the key. Over right now for Sitlak. Adam out on top for Waugh. Shamar back over to Sitlak. 2-3 zone here by Davis and Elkins. 10 on the shot clock. Waugh on the left. Steps into a 3 that hits the rim. Rebound off of 2 Senators and out of bounds. So it'll stay to our left with ODU and a full 30 now on the shot clock. And it'll be Adam Sitlak over here in the corner to inbound it now for ODU. And Sitlak will go all the way in the backcourt here for Shamar Waugh, who will walk it into the front court. Waugh will move it off to the right now for Hoying. Hoying out on top, goes to the right of the lane for Casanova, lowers his shoulder into the paint, shot bounces off the rim, then tipped out of bounds again by Davis and Elkins. So it'll still be ODU ball. Here, Nick Patella, that voice in the background for D&E, saying you got to communicate. Into the front court, it'll be Waugh. Another 30 on the shot clock. 17:25 to play in the second half. Down to the corner, a pass goes to Sitlak. Hits the back of the rim with a 3. Casanova along the baseline with it. Into the paint. Dumps to Varens. It went out of bounds over to the right. As I'm not sure who Ben was throwing that to. He had Hoying in the corner, but it went off the shoulder of Varens, and then Karam passed Hoying out of bounds. 52-30, Ohio Dominican on top. You hear the words of keep working, White. Similar instance back on Thursday. Panthers were kind of cruising along, and then they didn't have the lead anymore. Here is Phillips over on the right. Works his way towards the foul line. Bounces it low on the left now for Bellevue. Back out. 3 ball by Yildirim's on the way. No good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Casanova, who will lead the fast break for ODU. Top of the key. Kicks it left. Adam Sitlak. 3 ball. This one rims out. Adam can't get one to go. On the baseline, rebound grab by D&E. Up the floor, it comes down to Dolman. Into Waugh. Puts the shot up that rolls in for Dante Dolman. First field goal of the game for Dante Dolman. 52-32, Ohio Dominican on top. Shamar Waugh over on the right with the basketball on top now for Sitlak. Over to Hoying, down to the corner, and he's shoved by Yildirim. That'll be his first, and the Panthers will be inbounding as Sam Hickey will replace Ben Casanova in the lineup. And it'll be Hoying on the baseline to lob it all the way into the backcourt here for Shamar Waugh. Over to the right for Hickey. Sam inside the lane now to Casanova. Kicks it over here to Hoying. Fakes and drives. Hands it back on top. Waugh, 3 ball, back of the rim. Barrett's an offensive rebound at the foul line. Off to Hickey for 3. Rim and glass. Rebound Bellevue. Panthers are suddenly cold from that 3-point line. Here is Yildirim over on the far side of the floor. Goes out on top now for Bellevue. Down low. Ball tipped around. Hoying will pick up a rolling basket. basketball at midcourt. Going over here on the left. Cross-court pass to Wall. One more time to Hickey in the corner. 3-ball rolls out again. Bellevue will grab the basketball. 52-32 ODU on the drive into the lane. Scooping it up and missing was Jordan McElveen. Bellevue, in amongst two Panthers, came away with the basketball and he lays it in. 52-34, 15:38 to play in the first half. Over on the right, Shamar Wall with the basketball. Comes over here now for Hoying. Hoying with it out beyond the three-point line to the foul line. Knocked out, tipped it over to Barretts, who then kicked it. It went off the leg of Bellevue. Now up the floor for D&E. It'll be Dolman, and he'll lay it in. Teams are exhausted. We've got a long time without a stoppage of play. Now up the right side, it'll be Shamar Wall with the basketball. Over here to the left-hand side now for Hoying. Hoying left to the key, to the right now for Hickey. Over to Waugh, back to Hickey at the top of the key, down to the left side for Hoying. Inside it goes to Barretts. Lost it on the way up with contact, no whistle. Logan Phillips now for D&E up the floor. Phillips to the top of the key, crosses over, spins back out of trouble, hands it off to Yildirim. Now here on the right to McElveen. McElveen bounces it low on the right for Bellevue. Back out it goes for Yildirim. His three is good. And Dan Evans will take a mercy timeout here to get guys a breather. 14:39 to play in the game, and the Panthers' 24-point lead is down to 13. 52-39, ODU on top on the Panther Sports Network. Ohio Dominican with the lead right now over Davis and Elkins. Mentioned in the first half, busy weekend here on campus. Obviously senior day, big crowd. Little Sibs weekend on campus, so any ODU student was able to bring any younger brother and sister. They're here in attendance. And a happy birthday to Father Paul Colton, the director of campus ministries here at ODU, always sitting over on the far side behind the Panther bench celebrating his birthday today. Michael Scott with the ball for ODU. It's DeLeon down on the right baseline now for the Panthers. Turns to the right hand, overshoots the rim. Ball is grabbed there by Kevin Simpson. Both teams made a host of substitutions during that last stoppage of play. We'll filter him in here when we get a second. Simpson, one of them for D&E. Out on top to Edmund Parker, who's another, and now Tyler Twyman, a third. They roll it low on the left for English, but they went 5 for 5, it looks like. English will lay it in. English has got 13, and don't look now. It is a 11-point game, 52-41, ODU on top. Here's Ronnie Williams over on the right for ODU. Long three on the way, and Ronnie hasn't slowed down. Buries his 6th three of the game. And the Panthers lead 55-41. Out on top with it now, it'll be Simpson coming right. Boy, that was a much-needed bucket there. Out at the top of the kick, English crosses over, backs in against Stevens. He'll get one to go, and he got fouled. Alex Stevens will pick up his 3rd foul. And Trevor English with a chance at a 3-point play. And we got a media timeout. 13:33 to play in the game. 55-43, Ohio Dominican on top. We'll return after this on the Panther Sports Network. (55-43) in favor of the Ohio Dominican Panthers with 13:33 to play here in our second half. Trevor English is going to go to the line here and look to make it a 3-point play opportunity. He made the field goal leading into the last stoppage of play. And the free throw is missed. Alex Stevens can't grab the rebound, and Edmund Parker's got it here for D&E. Now out between the circles with it, it'll be Kevin Simpson. So they got a chance at a 4-point trip here. Parker over on the right to English at the foul line. Has it knocked away and stolen by Michael Scott. Scott will take it down the right side of the lane. Off balance, misses, but he got fouled. And so Michael Scott will be going to the free throw line here to shoot 2. So Michael Scott will go to the line. Edmund Parker picked up the foul. That'll be his first. And Michael Scott will step up line to the left, an 89% free throw shooter, but he's a little strong with the first one here. Rick and G. Bellevue will check back into the game. Michael Scott came in 8 out of 9 from the free throw line. Now with one more coming here. Free throw line to the left on the way, and this one is good for Scott. 56-43 in favor of ODU. It'll be Simpson into the front court with the basketball. Simpson over here on the right with it now. We'll have it in the wing. Simpson out beyond the three-point line, works his way into the paint, passes off of the leg, picked up by Ronnie Williams for ODU. Takes it down the floor to Hickey, back to Williams, who fumbled it right out of bounds. So the Panthers cannot convert here. And the ball will go back over to Davis and Elkins. Well, the Panthers had 48 at halftime. They have scored only 8 points in the first 7 minutes of our second half. Out on top with it is Justin Johnson. Johnson out between the circles will turn and give it off to Bellevue. Bellevue will give it right back off now, and this is Simpson. Simpson over to the left-hand side for Twyman. Inside it goes to Bellevue, back out to Twyman. His three is long, and a good job, a good effort there by De Leon to fight for that rebound. Now it's Michael Scott back the other way, kicks to the corner. There goes the three, and Hickey hits the rim, no good. Bellevue the rebound, and then De Leon poked it out of bounds. So the ball will go back over to Davis and Elkins. 12:23 to play here in the second half. 56-43, Panthers on top. Over on the left-hand side with it coming up the lane, it'll be Johnson. Johnson pivots back to his left in the wing. Hands it off to Simpson. Scott tipped it, ended up back in the hands of Johnson, who fires it down low. And we're going to get a held ball as Johnson's shot got blocked by Hickey. Possession arrow will stay down here to our right. Come on! And there will be 14 on the shot clock when Davis and Elkins inbounds. And on the baseline, they will do so right underneath to Bellevue, who then got fouled. So Stevens let Bellevue get in front of him. And Alex will pick up his fourth. And Rickenji Bellevue will go to the line here and shoot two for Davis and Elkins, trailing by 13 points. Bellevue with 8 points on the day. Now 9 after the made free throw as Hassan Behrens will replace Alex Stevens in the lineup. Jordan McElveen back in for D&E. Bellevue, a 21-point game against Lake Leary is his season high. First in rebounding, fifth in block shots in the conference. Bellevue makes them both. 56-45, Panthers on top, 12:05 to play in the game. Over on the right with it is Michael Scott. He'll get it back now, and his pass is going to be deflected out of bounds. And that'll take us to immediate timeout with 11:58 to play in the game. Panthers on top, 56-45. We'll return to Columbus following this timeout here on the Panther Sports Network. 11:58 to play here in the second half. Davis and Elkins trying to make things interesting as they have trimmed the Panthers' lead down to 11 points again. And in the backcourt, it'll be Michael Scott with the basketball for the Panthers. They will have 17 now on the shot clock as we resume play. Scott will bounce it left. Over here it goes to Hickey. Now in the left wing, Ronnie Williams, another three off the rim. Rebound will be grabbed by Bellevue. Panthers down by 11, up by 11 with 11:40 to play. Out on top with it now, it'll be Simpson. He'll move it off to the left-hand side with a pass. Driving McElveen into the lane. High arcing layup shot. Bounced off the rim twice. A tip off the glass. Didn't go. Panthers the rebound, and a foul is going to be called on McElveen. So it'll be Panther basketball after the fourth foul of the game, half, called on Davis and Elkins. And this is going to get Emery Twyman, or I beg your pardon, Emery Yilderman back into the game. So up the floor, it'll be Michael Scott with the basketball. Scott over on the right-hand side will come left now for Sam Hickey to De Leon. Back over to Scott in the right. Scott down towards the baseline. Williams another three. This one's good. 7th three of the game now for Ronnie Williams. 59-45 in favor of Ohio Dominican. Here on the right, it'll be McElbean. Low on the right, it goes to Bellevue. Out on top now, Yildirim drives down the lane, up with the left hand, no. Daly on the rebound for the Panthers. 10:50 to play in the second half. Michael Scott down the floor, foul line, kicks it left for Hickey. Sam up the three-point line, will give to De Leon out on top. Right for Scott. Michael into the lane, bounces it left, and it's stolen by Kevin Simpson. Simpson up the floor now with it for the Senators. 10.5 minutes to go. Simpson will move it right. Hands it off now to McElbean. McElbean will give it off.
Mike.
To Simpson now will move it left-hand side. And down low inside. Bellevue will turn with the right hand. It rolls off the rim, no good. But a foul will be called. So again, Bellevue's heading to the line. And Hassan Barrett picks up the foul. And that'll be his third foul. And Bellevue, with the clock stopped, will head back to the line. First one on the way. And bounces around and falls off. Ryan Hoying will replace Michael Scott in the lineup. 59-45, Ohio Dominican. Final game of the regular season. ODU trying to get to 17 wins, and they would be 12-8 in the conference. Still with an opportunity to move into the number 5 spot if things play out their way today. 59-46 after the second free throw is good. Pressure, and Barons will catch it in the front court. Lobs it cross court. Hickey hits Williams, but it was behind him, and Ronnie has to circle into the wing. Now Hoying back over here for Hickey on the left side. De Leon. Hickey down towards the baseline, into the lane. Shot blocked by Bellevue. Rebound tipped out, grabbed by Barons. In the paint with the right hand, put it in. 10 points now for Hassan Barons, and ODU builds its lead back out to 15 points. 9:54 to play. Simpson, a step back three, front of the rim, offensive rebound, Yildirim. He'll back it off now for Edmund Parker. Parker will turn and hand it off to Simpson. Now right it comes for McElbean, into the lane, scoops it with a left hand, it falls off the rim, rebound grabbed by Barons. Ahead now for Ronnie Williams. Now he'll look to push it up the floor, waits for Barons to catch up. Ronnie comes left now for Sam Hickey. Out beyond the three-point line, Hickey back to his left to De Leon. Skip pass to Ryan Hoying, corner three. It's off the back of the rim. Rebound kept alive by Barons. Double team down low, lobs it out to Ronnie Williams, who will back it up. Now it's Sam Hickey, top of the key, drives into the lane, right to the rim, and he got fouled on his way. Awkwardly landed, but apparently is okay. So Bellevue will pick up his second foul, and with 9:14 to play here in the second half, Sam Hickey will go to the line and shoot two. Scoreless in the half, 12 points in the game, all on three-pointers. Free throw is up and good for Hickey. And again, Davis and Elkins is going to substitute 4 guys here all at once, so I'll give you the 5 on the floor in a moment. Looks like Parker's the only one to remain. Logan Phillips, Dalton Hamrick, Trevor English, and Dante Dolman have all checked back in for the Senators as Hickey's second free throw is good. 63-46, and ODU back in front now by 17 points. They've led by as many as 24 today. Into the front court with it, it'll be Logan Phillips. He'll take it to the left-hand side. Phillips picks up the dribble in the wing, comes back off now for Hamrick to the foul line, to English, into the lane, and lays it in. Trevor English now with a 17-point day. Ohio Dominican leads 63-48. Over on the right-hand side, it's Ronnie Williams with the basketball. Ronnie now will go to the high post now for De Leon. Down the lane with a left hand, floats it in. And Mike De Leon with now 6, and the Panthers lead 65-48. Into the front court now, it'll be Phillips. Logan here on the right, gives it off to the right-hand side for Hamrick. Now to Dolman, back down to Phillips in the corner. 8:25 to play in the game. Dolman out here on the right wing with it. Will pick up the dribble, lobs to English. It's stolen by De Leon and then grabbed back by English. Now it'll be Phillips out on the right wing with 7 to shoot. Back out to Dolman, swinging around to Hamrick. One more time to Parker over on the left. His 3 on the way, never got near the rim. Grabbed out there by Hassan Barrett. Down the floor, Sam Hickey will slow it up in the front court. Sam over on the right side will turn and give it off now for Ryan Hoying. Hoying will come back out on top with under 8 minutes to go in the game. Now Hoying with the basketball over to the right for Barrett. Pull up 17-footer in the wing is no good. English will grab the rebound here for the Senators. Down the floor, Edmund Parker here on the right to Phillips, who fakes a three on top. Down the left side of the lane, pull-up floater, never got near the rim. Outlet ahead now for Ronnie Williams. Drives right to the glass and lays it in. Ronnie Williams, his first two-pointer of the day. 23 today for Ronnie Williams. And the Panthers have pushed the lead back out to 19 points. 7:24 to go here in the ball game. Now out on top, Phillips dumps it low on the right to English, who fumbles it around, picks it up over on the baseline. English walks towards the lane, now gets it back from Phillips. Squares to the basket, De Leon reaches in, almost took it away. Double team, fires it cross court right to Ryan Hoying. Sam Hickey down the floor for ODU. Hands to Barrett, right to the glass. It will fall off the rim. There was some contact, but no call. Now back the other way, it'll be Dolman. Left for Phillips, hands it off to Hamrick. Hamrick down to the corner, will hand it off to Phillips, into the lane, and he got bumped by Ryan Hoying. And finally, a timeout. 6:53 to go in the game. Ohio Dominican 67, Davison Elkins 48. We'll return after this on the Panther Sports Network. .6:53 to play in the game, and Ohio Dominican leads Davison Elkins 67-48. A couple of other men's game currently in progress. Lake Erie leads Malone 55-51. That game is in the second half with 5:43 to go. And Findlay all over Hillsdale 72-50 with 6:07 to play in that one. And those games, both of them, have implications on what could happen for ODU here today. Over on the left-hand side with it, it is Kevin Simpson. Out on top to Dante Dolman. A three on the way is good. And it's 67-51 now in favor of ODU. Mike De Leon down the floor with it. Will work his way to the foul line. Kicks it right. Ronnie Williams into a three. Why not? Another one for Ronnie Williams. His 8th of the game. And it's 70-51. Panthers on top. Out on top with it, Simpson. He'll let a three go. It's no good. Rebound down in the corner. Saved by D&E. It gets to Bellevue. Cross-court, Dolman, his three, no good. Rebound tip up, Bellevue, no. Got another one, got it in, and got fouled. So Rick and G. Bellevue able to keep the ball alive, and will go to the line for another three-point play opportunity. De Leon picks up the foul, and Bellevue will step up. 13 now in the game for Bellevue. Free throw line to the right, rims out, rebound tipped up off the glass, kept alive by Simpson of Davison Elkins. Now Simpson ran over Williams, fires it over to the left-hand side. There goes a three that is no good. Rebound will fall into the hands now of Ronnie Williams. Up the floor with it, it'll be Hickey. We've got a downed Senator on the other end of the floor, and play now will be stopped. Is it Bellevue again? He was down earlier in the game, but was able to gather himself and get up. This time, Bellevue unable to do so in the basket to our right. So if Hillsdale loses today, they will finish at 13-7. If Malone loses, they will finish at 12-8. And with the Panthers win, they will be 12-8. And depending on what happens with Alderson Broadus later tonight, they could finish either at 12-8 or 11-9. Now, ODU could not move up to number 4 because they lose the tiebreaker with Malone due to head-to-head. They played once and Malone won. But the Panthers would win the tiebreaker with Alderson Broadus no matter what happens with AB over Cedarville by virtue of games against Walsh this year, who is going to now finish in second place by virtue of Hillsdale's loss. So the Panthers will move up to the number 5 seed in the GMAC. Bellevue walked off the floor under his own power. Simpson will try a three out on top that's no good, and it's rebounded by Hassan Barrett. 5:38 to go in the game. Ryan Hoying keeps his heels in bounds, gets the ball back. He's at the foul line now, stumbles his way through traffic, works it out on top. It's Casanova for an air ball on a three, rebounded here by Davison Elkins. Long pass ahead will work its way to Dolman. Back out on top, Edmund Parker. He'll try a three that rims out. Rebound kept alive. McElveen lays it in. So McElveen now with 4, and it's 70-55 in favor of ODU. Ryan Hoying with the ball will work it down the right side of the lane, right to the glass. Nobody picked him up, and he lays it in. And So Hoying with the basket, 72-55. 5 minutes to go. ODU in control. McElbean out on top. It goes for Edmund Parker. He'll try a jump shot out on the wing. Rebound grab by Yildirim. Back out to Simpson. He'll fire it up. It's no good. Rebound. Then will be grabbed by Hoying. Long pass ahead for Ben Casanova. To the glass. Lays it up. No, but he got fouled. And that'll be on Edmund Parker, and Casanova will go to the line for two.
I got you.
So, 4:41 to play, and Casanova will go to the line. And Ben, with 2 points today, will shoot two. Panthers' only senior that hasn't scored today is Shamar Waugh. Free throw by Casanova hits off the left side of the rim, no good. Shamar does have 5 assists on the day. Casanova one more free throw with 4:41 to go. Second free throw is up, rim, glass, rim, no good. Rebound grab by Davis and Elkins. Jordan McElbean will bring the ball up the floor. He'll have it top of the key and moves it left. Down the lane, and he lost it right out of bounds. And the ball will head back over to Ohio Dominican.
Hand off. Be ready, pressure! Be ready, pressure!
And Rick and G. Bellevue back into the game, so apparently he is okay yet again. 72-55, ODU, 4:33 to play in the game. And in the backcourt, Ronnie will hand it off to De Leon. Ahead for Hoying, quickly now for Waugh as they break the timeline. Over on the right side of the floor. Now Shamar will hand it off to De Leon at the top of the key. Michael will work it left, gives it off to Ronnie Williams to the foul line, steps back, down to the corner for Hoying. Inside to Hassan Barents, 10 on the shot clock, turns with the right hand, it crawls over the rim. Rebound grab by Twyman. Twyman now will bring it up the floor, gives it off to Parker in the wing. Back out on top for Twyman, back over to Parker. Lob it low on the right now for Bellevue. Bellevue will go out on top. Three-pointer by Edmund Parker hits off the rim. Rebound grab by Hassan Barents down on the baseline and hands it now for Hoying. 3:50 to go in the game. All Panthers 72-55. Here's Shamar Waugh into the front court with the dribble and turns and hands it off now for Hoying. Hoying gives it back to Waugh. Shamar out there on the right side of the floor with the basketball. Shamar will have it on the right wing. He'll just let go of a three, and it's good! And Shamar gets into the scoring column. And the Panthers now lead 75-55. And we get a whistle away from the play as we get a foul on ODU. That's going to be on Ryan Hoying. Timeout on the floor. 3:25 to play in the game. Ohio Dominican 75 and Davis and Elkins 55. Back after this on the Panther Sports Network. .325 remaining here in the second half, and Ohio Dominican is on top by a score of 75-55. Panthers today have attempted 37 three-pointers. That is a new school record. They've made 15. The school record for makes is 17. I don't know if they'll get there today or not, but with 3:25 to go, I have a feeling a couple more will be shot. Panthers on top by 20. Davis and Elkins basketball. Out on top, it'll be Kevin Simpson. Down here to the right, it goes for Johnson. Back out on top, it goes for Twyman. Twyman off to the left. Three ball on the way. That is no good by Rickety Bellevue. Barents grabbed a rebound and then got fouled by Johnson. And that's going to be a 1-and-1 now for ODU. 3:14 remaining in the game. The ODU women's game will come your way probably closer to 30 minutes than 25. Their senior day festivities will take place during the pregame warm-ups. That'll come with 5 minutes left on the pregame clock, as Barents will knock it down. So for those of you watching the streaming video, we'll have the coverage of that. So you want to make sure that you are in front of your monitor with 5 minutes to go on the pregame clock. And they'll have all those senior festivities out on the floor as Barents will make the second. 77-55, ODU by 22. They led by as many as 24 in this one today. Here is Simpson, hounded out there by Shamar Waugh. Hands it off now to Justin Johnson. Out on top, it'll be Bellevue. Down the lane, spins into the paint, flipped it, no good. Rebound grab by Hassan Barrett. 2:55 to play. Shamar Waugh down the sideline with the ball. Shamar will work his way into the lane, scoops it with the left hand, partially blocked, and then a Davis and Elkins foul will send Shamar Waugh to the line for 2. So Shamar Waugh to the free throw line where he is 71%, ninth in the GMAC. First attempts of the day. He's also 10th in the conference in assists. First free throw, rim and glass, and rim and no good. Panthers have been bad from the line today. 8 for 13 now as Hassan Barrett will check out and Alex Stevens will replace him. So right now, Coach Dan Evans has got his 5 seniors on the floor with 2:49 to play. Waugh's second free throw is good. And it'll be Tyler Twyman with the basketball into the front court. Twyman to the foul line, down the left side of the lane, skids to a stop, gives it off to Edmund Parker over here to the corner. Yildirim will try a 3, and it's good. Second 3 of the game for Emory Yildirim. 78-58, Panthers with 2:31 to play in the game. Ronnie Williams in the backcourt will bounce it over to Shamar Waugh on the far side. Into the front court he goes. Shamar down the sideline will give it off now for De Leon. De Leon backs it off now for Stevens to Waugh out on the right sideline. Shamar out there in the front court with the basketball. 11 on the shot clock. Here goes Shamar. Works his way to the foul line. Hands to Ronnie Williams. Step back. Top of the key 3 is long. Rebound tipped by Bellevue. Out to midcourt. He runs it down. Rolls it ahead for Yildirim, who will get to the glass. And De Leon pins it against the window. Bellevue missed a second try as well on a putback, but then he got fouled on a third try. And Mike De Leon, who started this game with a block shot, picks up another one. 78-58 in favor of ODU. And Alex Stevens, in his first career start, is going to foul out of his first career game today, and senior Alex Stevens will leave. Hassan Barrett will replace him, and a huge ovation for Alex Stevens, who went to nearby Delaware Hayes. So Bellevue will go to the line and shoot 2. First one hits off the back of the rim and is no good. 1:56 to go in the game, 78-58 in favor of ODU. One more free throw coming. It is up and good. De Leon on the baseline will have it, 78-59 ODU. Williams in the backcourt will give it off now for De Leon to Ronnie Williams. Rondo now will work his way into the front court with a basketball. Over here to the left-hand side now for Sitlak. Cross-court pass, De Leon right to the glass. Kisses it off the window, no good. Rebound grab by Bellevue with 1:40 to play in the game. Now up the floor, it'll be Bellevue down the lane, and Hassan Barrett's blocked his shot but got called for a foul. 78-59, and Coach Dan Evans will start to slowly empty his bench here and bring seniors out of the game. So Bellevue to the line to shoot 2. Free throw is up, and it is good. And Matt King will replace Mike De Leon. Panther senior out of Powell, Ohio, will leave the ball game. Playing in his 104th game today, got his 83rd start. R.J. Jones will come in, and here comes Shamar Waugh. Game 102, start 70 today for Shamar Waugh. Cam Brandon for Ronnie Williams. Game 108, start 77 today for Rondo. And what a game for Ronnie Williams, as he will leave with 26 points. And Adam Sitlak kicks out. Senior out of Van Buren, game 90, start 84 today for Adam Sitlak. Free throw by Bellevue, no good. Rebound will be grabbed by King. 26 to confirm it today for Ronnie Williams. Now it'll be King over on the right with the basketball. Gives it off now for Sean Moore. Moore to R.J. Jones. Jones here on the left with the basketball towards the foul line, hands to Barents, and now Moore over on the right. Moore with the basketball circles his way to the top of the key, down the lane, shot blocked from behind, and then grabbed by Twyman with 1:09 to play. Twyman into the right side with the basketball, down low to Bellevue, got to the glass, looked like he went to dunk it, and he left it short, then got it back and laid it in. And we get a substitution timeout will be used here by ODU as Taj Curry will replace Hassan Barents in the lineup. So they get Hassan out of there to make sure that there is no injury to the Panthers sophomore, who they will kind of need starting next Thursday. 78-62, Panthers will be playing in their first ever conference tournament. Driving is Brandon, and he's going to get fouled. So Cam Brandon will go to the free throw line for the first time today and shoot two, sophomore out of Cleveland. Just to kind of go down the numbers now that I've gotten my stat monitor to update, as Brandon's first free throw is good. Shamar Waugh today, 6 points, 5 assists. Ronnie Williams, 26 points on 8 threes. Adam Sitlak scoreless, but had 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Mike DeLeon, 6 points, 9 rebounds. Alex Stevens, 1.3 rebounds, your 5 seniors. Brandon makes both free throws, 80-62 Panthers. 50 seconds to go in the game. Out on top, it is Twyman, and it poked away, gets it back. Twyman now over on the left will fire it to Yildirim, to Hamrick, whose 3 is no good. Sean Moore the rebound. 35 seconds to go. Moore to the foul line. Over here to Jones. He will try a 3. No good. The rebound will be grabbed by Yildirim. Yildirim down the floor with it to the top of the key. We'll look to go backdoor the pass to Twyman over on the right baseline. Back out here to Yildirim with 18 to go in the game. Twyman will drive the baseline, rolls it inside to Johnson, had his shot roll off the rim. Taj Curry will grab the rebound, and Ohio Dominican will be able to dribble this one out. They will do so in convincing fashion today. They'll get to win 17, conference win 12, their 5th win in a row, 9th in the last 10 to close out the season. Time has expired and the game is over. Final score today, Ohio Dominican 80 and Davis and Elkins 62. The Senators drop to 7-8 or 7-19, 5-15 in conference play. Back to wrap up the men's contest.